Hey guys, welcome back. Eden Star Early Access Coverage Episode 2. I'm Enigmaus, and today we are Oscar Mike. It's day 2, and we need resources because this is our base. It needs work. It needs work, and we also want to build a rifle. So we're going to gather whatever we can during the day. We're going to work on our base at night. Hopefully our turrets will keep the monsters busy, or at least go a long way to helping us keep them busy, and then by the end of the episode we should be in a much better place just in terms of having resources and blocks and a base that's mostly enclosed around our Eden kit. That would be, I think, a pretty reasonable goal for day 2. The evening or the nighttime for day 1 was pretty mild, all things considered, but we had a pistol and we had a certain amount of ammunition for that pistol. We used about 3/4 of that ammunition shooting at enemies that our turrets weren't able to hit. So I have to keep that in mind when we're considering where we're going to go and what we're going to do. Because whatever we had going for us on that night is not going to be going for us this time around. So the nice thing about this whole sort of setup is that we can see from quite a distance where our Eden kit is, and we also have a marker on the compass so that we can afford to wander around a bit, potentially get lost, and still be able to find our way back home. There's nothing worse in a survival game than getting situated with a bit of a basic base, and then before long you lose that base. Just you can't find it anymore. We want to avoid that kind of a situation. I kind of get the feeling that a significant part of this game will be actually learning how to maneuver around the terrain. Uh-oh. What the heck? We're being attacked by a bomber of some sort. This is not good. Our shields are almost gone, and there's another one there. So we're running away. We're running away on day 2 from the monsters that attacked us while we were trying to gather the... I don't even remember what the name of the resource is anymore, because that thing right there, I don't know how well you can see it. It's a little bit faint on the background, but that thing that I'm looking at directly right now is a hive, and that's where those bad guys were coming from, and that's the thing that we were gathering from. So you can see the proximity. That kind of explains why they were there, and quite aggressive about dealing with this. Our shields have recharged now, so at least that's something. So I think as long as you can see the ground, you can pretty much fall any height, but I noticed previously as well that there's this giant chasm that goes on and on and on that we have to be careful of. I think someday we might just, for giggles, jump down into it and see what happens. I don't expect it to be a positive outcome. I have to be completely honest about that. So we've got, what? How much do we have of anything? Oh, there it is. We've got 9 rounds left for our pistol. We might as well load it up properly. 9 rounds isn't going to get us very far. And for some reason, I don't know why, but our hand-mounted laser cannon is no longer working. It may have been a patch. It may be that I'm just doing something wrong that I don't realize. But again, one of the things that we have to keep in mind. See, there it is there. This should be... See, I'm present. That's all it does now. It doesn't... Oh, maybe it's doing like kind of a... Okay, so instead of doing the beam like it used to do, it's doing more of a projectile kind of shenanigan. I'll have to keep that in mind. If that's the case, and the energy actually lasts a little while, then that would be kind of a positive outcome. When it was the beam weapon and it only lasted for 3 or 4 seconds, that was a little bit difficult to work with. Just about got all the bridgemanite here. I'm not even really planning on being super picky about the materials for our first base. I don't see us as being in a position where we can afford to be super picky, unless we find, you know, like a gigantic mother lode of high-end minerals to gather from. and just make everything uber right from the very beginning, which would seem a little odd. I kind of think that... Oh, look at that. You. So we're going to switch. Oh yeah, that works pretty good. This guy... Yeah, we're out. Get away from me. Did he just recharge? I could have sworn that I'd heard like a noise like that. Okay, that's his other friend was doing. Okay, there's gotta be another hive around here. There it is. There's the hive there. Okay, so note to self. The hives are everywhere. We're gonna gather up some of the flora, not the fauna as I was referring to it in the last episode, to recharge our... Look at that guy there. And there's a bird guy walking around, and there's a guy sneaking up on me. I see you. Yeah, I see you. Oh, look at this. See, this is the kind of thing that we're looking for. It's got a bit of a kick to it, but it's primarily the kind of a knockback. It doesn't really have a lot of killing power, which again, when we're talking about learning and seeing how things work, that's a good thing to know. Oh, don't go making noises. Did I just seriously lift that guy? Oh, I lifted him up and I slammed him into the tree. That was fan-freaking-tastic. You too. Into the tree you go. That is awesome. That just changed the face of combat for this entire game. Now you kind of want to find a hive next to a tree and just say, bring it on. But that's not going to get our base built for tonight, so we're going to be mindful of that. Tennel is what this is. We'll try and remember that. Because this is the glowing green stuff that seems to attract me like a fly to a thing that doesn't smell very good. I want more bad guys to show up now. Because that whole tree slamming thing is just too damn much fun. We'll just absorb some of that too. All the tennel, all your tennel is belong to us there, Mr. Hive. But I think as far as fighting the hives go, we're going to come back when we've got an assault rifle. And none of this pistol nonsense. An assault rifle and tons of ammunition, because those things are just nasty. No matter how you slice it, they look gross. They make gross things spawn. How are we looking for time? We've got just over 5.5 minutes left in day 2 before night falls. Oh, it's the birdie. These guys are neutral. These little bird guys that are running around. So we have to keep that in mind. We don't necessarily want to go picking fights with those guys until we find out what it's going to do for us. If we're wasting a lot of resources, it's a tiny little rock structure. Can I take it? No? Oh, look at this guy. To the tree with you. And you. Oh, yeah. Farther away, the better. Oh, was that another one? It is. Oh, yes. That's so satisfying. You go from being super vulnerable and not really feeling like you can kill anything to wanting to just fight the world. Around the corner. I feel like there's a fairly... There it is. I remembered a tennel deposit nearby that was fairly substantial, and I wanted to grab it because in a previous sort of... Oh, look. Oh, you can even help me cut down the trees. Oh, and into the rocks too. Even kid in danger. No, I think that's because I accidentally threw that guy inside my shield. That is kind of handy. So I'm not sure exactly what we're going to be able to build with this in terms of how much of anything, because I haven't even looked at how much we're gathering. We're just finding the deposit and gathering the whole thing. Except for the one, of course, beside the hive. That was a bit too much of a pain in the butt. This is just about done here. A little bit more. It just keeps going. There we go. Good enough. Good enough for now. 3 minutes. 3 minutes before nightfall. We've got a little bit of a sprint here we can do. Oh, and you just have to tap the button. You don't have to hold it to sprint, so that's kind of handy. Alright, so here we are. Back where all the cool things happen. Theoretically. And what do we need to do? We need primitives, cubes. We are 4 tunnels short of being able to make an assault rifle, I think. The RMD modules, regeneration, weathered, to be able to repair weathered or damaged structures during mining operations. The Gauss cannon, close-range anti-infantry weapon, extremely effective at slicing directly through most solid armor carapace. That's kind of fun. Weapons, here we go, rifle. Yeah, need 96. Or need 100, we have 96. So we're not going to use the tunnel to make cubes for our base this time around. Inventory 2 cost 30. What the hell is this? Is that for a pistol of some sort? Or ammunition? What? Oh, here we go. Schematics, traditional armory. I don't know what that's for. It's kind of confusing, but that's okay. Schematic, rifle, blah blah blah. Alright. So we need something other than tunnel to expand our base. Fortunately, with just over a minute left in day 2, we can finish gathering the Schematics from here. I would just like to get a few more cubes so that it's symmetrical all the way around. We want to have enough room around our turrets so they have reasonable coverage without having them so enclosed that there's big blind spots where the turrets can't reach, because that's going to interfere with our ability to let the turrets take care of the monsters while we do other things at night. So that's kind of our goal, is to get ourselves situated so that guard duty at nighttime gives us a little bit of space to build other things and explore what other options are, make a plan for the next day. 30 seconds left. I'm not sure how persistent these Schematics structures are, if you only partially gather from them, if they eventually despawn, or if they just stay exactly as they were when you left them. But for 10 seconds left, we're going to take our chances. We're going to get back up on the walls here, so to speak. We're going to make some primitives, cubes, Schematics, max. That made 13. That's pretty good. We can work with that. Primitives, cube. Oh, here we go. Turrets are online. Wow. It's World War III. The turrets are doing their job, that's for sure. Holy cow, that was a little bit crazy. A little bit disorienting, but not in a bad way. It was in a, oh yeah, by the way, your turrets do work kind of way. And good. The knockback is pretty aggressive against the airborne enemies. What the hell is going on? This guy. What a jerk. How are we doing? Eden kit, 86%. That one guy just sits there. I'm preoccupied with this guy over here. And then before you know it, half your base is shot to hell. I think what we can do... 2 cubes. And like so. I want to make it harder for the bad guys to just kind of sit there hovering over our base. Shooting at our Eden kit. We don't need to put that there. Oh, look at this guy. 2 of those guys. Didn't do anything. They just changed direction. There's the turret doing a really nice job of keeping those guys under control. This guy, he's still terrified of the prospect of getting any closer. Look at all the red beams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we got 2 more coming in there. 6, 7, 8, 9. At least 9 hives in viewing range. Eden kit in danger. Technically, yes. Functionally, not really. Look at that. I remembered what the keybind was for the light this time. Yay me. While I've got a... This turret is getting quite a workout down here. And that's still at 100%, so nobody's really attacking it yet, for which I'm kind of grateful, because I don't really want to have to be losing my turrets this early on in the process. Very quickly, did I run out of Bridgemanite cubes? Great. Oh, here comes the sun. Look at how close that guy was. I heard the turret kind of... Oh, this guy. Look at that. Very short range, this weapon attached to our glove. We got 7 seconds to daybreak when the monsters, I think, will tunnel back into their holes. And we will be free to resume gathering resources, finishing off our base, and getting a little bit more tunnel so we can make the assault rifle that's going to allow us to start going after the hives. I have to look into making ammunition as well. But with an assault rifle and ammunition, I'm hoping that destruction of the hives will be an easier task than what it would be if we were relying on what we currently have. I don't think it'll let us smash hives into trees, but we'll definitely try before we go after them with the assault rifle. If you want to be notified when I add that next video, the hive assault, hopefully, you can always subscribe to my channel or follow me on social media. Links for social media in the information box below the video. Please leave your comments and feedback. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.